basically management of water resources under set policies and regulations. And water once an abundant natural resource is becoming a more valuable commodity due to the requirements and needs of the humans. So water resource management is the activity of planning, development, distributing and managing the optimum use of water resources. It is a subset of water cycle management, and water resource management planning has regard to all the competing demands for water and seeks to allocate water on an equitable basis to satisfy all users and demands. Next. The importance of water management. Water resource management is a very important issue from several angles, such as development of water bodies for future, protection of available water bodies from pollution, and lastly, over pollution and prevent harm to water. This is basically our system. This is two underground system. This is further talk about this later. This is the water piping system, and this is basically the water cycle system. Yeah, next. Waste management. So what is waste management? It's a set of activities that include the following: process, collection. So basically, it's like firstly you collect the garbage, the waste product, and then you transport to a place where treatment and disposal of waste is good. Yeah, important sense. Waste management is important because improperly stored refuse can cause health, safety, and economic problems. All living organisms create waste, but humans create far more waste than other species. So in order to prevent this damaging to the Earth ecosystem and mainly a high quality of life for the planet's inhabitants, humans must manage and store their waste efficiently and safely. So this is our new system. It's so-called MOVAC system. It consists of two main components. It's a third generation mobile vacuum vehicle, and secondly the patented screw tank concept. So this basically feels like what we are using right now is we need a garbage collector where it has to go to every single household to collect the garbage. So this is like underground. So it's like the garbage collector collect from the main final station at one shot instead of going to houses. Yeah. This is the secondly and the last one. It's called single line system, and it's a tree-like layout. So this is the waste station, and the waste inlets is all located here. Basically the same is using the vacuum and pressure function, and it remove all the blockage around the circulation.
So green buildings. What are green buildings? Normally you say green buildings are green in color, but they're not. So firstly, they are environmentally responsible. They do not damage the environment that drastically, and they also resource efficient. Means they do not use up their resources as much as other buildings. So firstly, to be a green building, they have to follow this set of rules. So it's called the Green Building Compliance, or short GBC. So what is GBC? It's a set of rating systems for the building owners to follow in order to be environmentally responsible and also use up their resources efficiently. So they have to comply with the environmental laws and also the regulations, and they have to suit multiple occupancy scenarios. So they also have to share the data of their water and energy usage for a minimum of 5 years after occupancy. So solar panels. So all buildings are required to use solar panels. All those that use very minimal usage, they have to use solar panels, so they save up a lot of energy, like bulbs, television, computers, and all those. So multi-story buildings have used up a lot of escalators, and escalators are normally always on. So in order to prevent them to be always on, we use up motion sensors. Motion sensors are all for, like, when people use up when they go up the escalators, they'll detect the motion and you actually run. So they save up a lot of electricity in the long run. So light pipes. So we are trying to replace all the light bulbs. So we use light pipes. Light pipes, they obtain the sunlight from the sun and also transport it through a tube, and it lights up the whole building. Yeah. Thanks. So air cooling systems. Modern day air conditioning systems are very harmful. They have this poisonous gas. So in these new green buildings, they use up these special air cooling systems. They do not emit all those poisonous gas. So they are placed on the ground so that they cool up the body first, and thus it uses up less resources to cool up the building. So lastly is greenery systems. So greenery systems are for the roof and the wall. So the roofs are filled with plants to shield the building from direct sunlight, and it creates a cooler microclimate. And green walls, it's to make the building nicer and also cools down the building a lot more. Yeah.
My name is Cassandra. Good afternoon. So, what is security? My name is Thomas Lukai. So, what is security? Security is the state of being free from danger or threat, or the state of feeling safe, stable, free from fear or anxiety. So, what is the importance of security? Security protects the citizens from harm or danger, and it also makes the citizens feel safe and secure. It is also a signal for citizens to abide by the law, and lastly, it reduces the crime rate of the city. So, first and foremost, I'll start with my security for the future city, which is the 24-hour surveillance camera. This camera is a automatic CCTV that you don't need any security personnel to check on the camera, where it takes pictures automatically. And the next one is the traffic system, which resides on a single operating system. This traffic system is like when there is an ambulance or police coming through, the traffic lights will automatically change to green for that specific lane, and the lanes surrounding it to be red so that they can reach the scene quickly. The next one is implanting chips into every citizen. These chips is easier for us to locate their whereabouts and their personal information. So it's like a new identity card, where we, instead of having an access card to go in a building, we use chips instead. So it's safe. Not everyone can go in your house, and it's also used as credit card, so you don't need to carry your money around, and there's no robbery and all that happen with these chips. And next is the emergency centers. Emergency centers is like the answering point for emergency calls, like we have 999. This emergency center will answer the call and will then pass it to the relevant agency. And next is the 24 hours guided with well-trained law enforcement and instilled with strict patrolling system. So that's all. Another robot is this Gemini Scout robot. It's similar
Gemini, not Germany.
or Gemini Scout robot. It's like a mini tank, and it can move through water, and it samples the air for toxic fumes, which means it's actually used more for like when there's a nuclear disaster leakage. So it's too dangerous to send in humans to like check. So they send in this Gemini Scout robot, and it goes easily over stair-like obstacles and into the sand and gravel pits. And it has an infrared thermal camera which can detect trapped survivors in the rubble by their heat signature as well as looking for cracks. This is another robot. It's called the rescue robot. It's used for large-scale disaster relief like earthquakes or hurricanes, and it's usually used like during the situation when it's like happening. And it's because it's able to enter dangerous situations to aid disaster victims without putting them at risk. It can also aid humans in dangerous tasks like moving big boulders, debris, and heavy broken structures. So another one is called the Portable Life Shelter. It's a portable shelter. It features solar-powered, inflatable, and easily portable position for temporary housing. So you can bring it anywhere. And this inflatable shelter is activated with a single button, so it's very convenient. And there's air pockets that acts as an insulator. It helps trap heat and also helps to cool the shelter. Lastly, it's called an AND disaster response vehicle. Stands for Aid Necessity Transport. Basically, it's specially designed to help humanitarian organizations to provide food, water, medical supplies, and housing units to disaster remote areas. It's called AND because from the style of it, you can see that it derives from it's like the shape of the ant. It's a 6-wheeled vehicle with an abdomen light supply unit, and just like an ant, it's able to carry stuff 10 to 50 times their own body weight, and it can travel quickly and efficiently on any terrain.
Hi, my name is Sulaiman, and today I'm going to talk about tourism and hospitality. So before talking about tourism and hospitality, I want to talk about the definition of it. Tourism is a cultural, social, and economic phenomenon. Basically, people traveling from the place they stay to another place. And hospitality means taking care of your guests and anticipating them with their needs. So tourism and hospitality is basically based on transportation, theme parks, event planning, and other fields within the tourism industry. So the first thing that comes in mind when talking about tourism and hospitality is hotels. So the way we're going to make our hotel one of the best is, number one is we're going to install advanced technology. So basically when people check in and check out, they don't need to pay with money. They can pay, they have to pay money after everything, but in the process they can just use their fingerprints to identify that they purchased the item or not. And the second one is electronics. Nowadays people travel with 2 or more electronics, so basically we're gonna provide Wi-Fi's and plugs and ergonomic areas all around the hotel. Ergonomic areas are areas where you can do your work at, which is provided with chairs and tables and stuff. The third one is direct booking. So basically before you reach the place you want to go to, you want to book a hotel. So you'll be able to book through mobiles and through the internet. So this will prevent you from having to wait for long hours just to check into the hotel. The next one is customer service. So when you go to a hotel, you want a good customer service. So we'll be providing the best people who work for the hotel. Number 5 is sustainability and eco-friendly systems. So we're gonna provide eco-friendly systems in the hotels, such as solar panels, to make sure that electricity in the hotel is limitless. And number 6 is development of mega hotels. Mega hotels are hotels that include recreational and commercial buildings such as shops, theme parks, and many more. So besides hotels, when talking about tourism and hospitality, services and buildings are important too. So services are like transportation. So we're going to be providing transportation from hotels for free, bus shuttles for free, and last but not least, buildings. We're going to be building commercial and recreational areas around the city. These buildings will also be modernized with modern technologies such as solar panels and eco-friendly facilities. Thank you.
Alright, just very briefly,